Hi, everybody. Our gospel this week is on forgiveness. Peter asks Jesus how often he is to forgive someone else if they sin against him. Peter asks 7 times, and Jesus responds 77 times, which is a poetic way of saying lots and lots and lots and lots. Keep forgiving. So we are to keep forgiving again and again and again, which, as we dig into it, we know is a huge topic and a huge challenge. And like Peter, we are apt to want to put limits and exceptions on forgiveness. That's only natural. The parable Jesus responds with in this gospel this week is brilliant, isn't it? Not only does Jesus give us this seemingly very clear example of how the king forgives the slave in large amounts, so the slave should also forgive in kind. But there's also this poetic twist to the story, this sort of laugh at hypocrisy as it comes about in this story. The slave is obviously a hypocrite. He experiences such massive relief in having his own debt forgiven by the king, and yet on his way home, he is not able to forgive a fellow slave a much smaller amount. It is laughable and it's sad, and yet as obvious as that story seems, it is relatable, isn't it? Because we know hypocrites abound. Some weeks it's just too easy to point them out, right? This week, the real life examples are abundant. The jokes write themselves. We have stories this week of Nancy Pelosi not wearing a mask, of Jerry Falwell Jr. doing all sorts of inappropriate things that I will not talk about in this forum. There was something sort of funny and sad about both of those stories. They're both so clearly wrong. Finally, something both sides can agree on. But those sorts of egregious examples hopefully move beyond laughter and anger into prompting our own thinking too. If we say something is important, we need to live that way. If we believe in a Savior who forgives us, we need to practice forgiveness too. Lots to think about this week. I hope you will tune in Sunday as we continue to reflect on forgiveness. Remember, worship continues at 9 a.m. in the church parking lot. You can either stay in your car or sit in the outdoor seating area. In the case of bad weather, we will still gather in some fashion on the church grounds at 9 a.m. Obviously, you can watch from home on Facebook, on YouTube. You can also join us for indoor worship in the sanctuary at 10:30 a.m. All those services on the church property follow social distancing guidelines. I hope to see you then, and until then, have a great week. God bless.